£61 this week. My shopping cost me just over £61. I upped my budget to 70, and the last 2 weeks I've got it way under. I upped my budget and I get it under my previous budget that I set myself. So I don't know what's going on. I've got plenty of food. I've still got food in the freezer, and my mum said that her freezers are full and needs to be used up, so I went and had a little nosy nose in her freezer yesterday and seen what she had. So got some good meal plans ahead, and also this weekend on Sunday I am heading off to do the Gladiator experience in Birmingham, and it's where you actually take part in the Gladiator activities and their events and everything, so it should be fun. So we've got the wall, duel, hang tough, the eliminator, and the runaround one. I don't know what it's called, but you run around. And I'm going with my ex-husband and our son, and it's the first ever family trip that we've took together. So I'm very excited, and I think my son's so excited too. And if you're new here and you're wondering why it's our first family trip, my marriage ended while I was 6 months pregnant. So we've never done a family day trip or anything like that ever. So this will be the very first one. So yes, it's very exciting, and I'm very grateful and blessed that we got to the point where we can actually do this with our son. So we are very much looking forward to that. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I talk about budgeting, frugal living, soon to be everything to do with Christmas, and I show you my grocery hauls and everything else. But rather than me keep rambling, let's get on and show you what I got in Asda, Aldi and Home Bargains today. So this is everything I got across all three shops, and you may think there's not much there because there's no main meals, but like I said, I did go and search at my mum's freezer yesterday, and I've got some stuff in my freezer. But let me show you what I got. I spent £15.38 just in Home Bargains, so that was Asda. So I got some cocoa powder. It was £2.69, which is still quite expensive, but it's the cheapest cocoa powder around, and they rarely have it in my Home Bargains. So when I saw it in there today, even though I don't need any right now, I grabbed it because it was cheaper. I also got some Ziploc bags because I'm running out of those. I got some kefir yogurt because I love kefir yogurt. My son wanted some Doritos. I've tried him with the cheap version in Aldi, hates them, won't touch them, so he needs the actual branded Doritos. It's usually 2 for £3 or £2 each, but they only had one packet of these left, and he doesn't like any of the others. So I thought rather than buy a pack which he's not going to eat, I just spent £2 and got one pack. I also got some more toothpaste for myself, some more deodorant for myself, and some more shower gel for me too. So a lot of this was more for my own needs. And obviously I got some peppermint oil because I put that in my windows every single week to stop all the spiders and bugs coming through, because I don't like creepy crawlers. Also got some apple and blackcurrant squash. This is great to put in your bag, and if I have to buy my son a bottle of water, I just put some of that in just so he drinks it. I also got some more non-scratch sponge scourers as well, and I picked up one packet of sweets. They were random juices. Now we don't need sweets, we've got plenty of sweets. I think I was more curious what these were because there's juices inside and only 99p. So I picked those up too, and that all cost me £15.38, and it doesn't look a lot for £15, does it really? But moving over to Asda, I only spent £3.5p, and the only things that are not here is the packet of noodles that I buy every single week to put in the food bank trolley. So I got some salted popcorn. I got some blueberries on the yellow sticker. These are 167 to 117. These will be eaten in the next 2 days. So I've got some of those. I also got my son his rainbow laces. I buy them every week. He absolutely loves them. They're only 33p. And this was only 33p as well. Organic tomato puree for 33p. And the one that is non-organic that I buy from Aldi is 59p. So I thought I was going to grab this. So I grabbed that. I've got plenty, but I thought for 33p, it's best to buy it while it's cheap. So I got that as well. And that cost me £3.5p, including a pack of noodles. But then moving over to Aldi, and it cost me £43.52. So I've got a lot of fruit and veg. So I've got my sweet peppers, some big tomatoes, only 69p. So I've got some of those. Chestnut mushrooms, wonky raspberries. I've got courgettes, cucumber, wonky strawberries. I also got some spring onions, oranges, and the last fruit thing was a pineapple. Now, the reason I've got courgettes, even though they're not in season, I was doing a bit of research because I had some vegetables the other day and I bloated like a big balloon and it hurt so much. And I had just vegetables and some tuna and rice cakes, and I hurt so badly. So a little bit of research and realised that certain vegetables may hurt and bloat someone. So I've decided to stop having them and focus on the ones that I can eat. So like broccoli and cauliflower do not work for me, but courgettes apparently are really good. So is spinach, but the spinach today in Aldi looked a bit horrible, so I'm not going to have that. Last week I had giant mushrooms, and I think that might be what done it, because I've had these before and they've not hurt me at all. So I'm going to try them again this week, but if I feel bloated, I know it's mushrooms that bloat me, so not to have mushrooms. And I'm starting this like low FODMAP, I think that's how you say it, I write it here. I'm going to try that diet just because of the bloating and the uncomfortableness is a bit too much for me to bear anymore. So I'm going to see which foods are good and which are bad, and I'm going to experiment. And once I've done it, I'll come back to you and let you know how it went. But moving on, I've also got some light brown sugar because I am starting my Christmas baking. I know it's early. I know it's very early, but I'm going to start my Christmas baking now, and I'm going to have a trial run. And my son and I are going to be making gingerbread men because we're also thinking of giving them as presents to people at Christmas. So we thought we would have a practice this weekend. So I've got some light brown sugar, but I'm not sure if I need light brown or dark brown because there's like 20 different recipes online that I've looked at and I don't know what one to do. So the one I've seen is light brown sugar, golden syrup, which I've got in the cupboard, butter, flour, and then like ginger and mixed spice, which I also have. So if you have a great gingerbread man recipe, but it's got to be soft gingerbread, let me know, send me a link or write it in the comments or put it over on my Facebook group. I also got some honey as well, some baked beans with sausages because my son had his tin last week and I always like a tin in the cupboard. I got sour cream and chive rice crackers, sweet chili rice crackers, my 3 rice cakes as normal, 1 corn, 2 multigrain. I also got myself some cottage cheese and I got my ginger and cinnamon. I've got mixed spice in the cupboard already. I got plain flour. I got my protein yogurt because I'm not doing the 10% fat yogurt at Aldi at the moment. It doesn't seem to be there. And I got my big tub of 0% fat Greek yogurt. If they did that in 10% as well, perfect. Watermelon lollies, which I've already put in the freezer, so it's just a box. I've got some of those because obviously heat wave next week, so I've got my lollies in. 2 packets of fruit chewies for my son's lunchbox. Forgot about the grapes. Also got milk and white chocolate. This is another Christmas idea that we've got. My mum has got sprinkles at her house. We're going to do that. But this, I don't know if you've seen it online. They put the chocolate bars in, they melt it, and then they put some sprinkles over it or nuts or whatever, put it in the fridge, let it set, and then break it up as bark. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little circles of each flavour, like the milk chocolate and the white chocolate, and then add sprinkles and some sweets, so little Haribo sweets. And my mum says she's got little packets of Haribo at her house, so we're going to do that and we're going to trial run that for Christmas, and that'll be another Christmas gift I'm giving to other people. I'm trialing running it, and then I'll do a big video on it once I've done. Also got some more eggs because my son and I love eggs. I got some white Vaps because my son's going to have burger and chips this week. Also got some fish, didn't have it last week, so make sure I pick it up this week. And then I needed some antibacterial surface cleaner, and I needed some kitchen cleaner, and I needed some conditioner for myself. And one thing I don't think I showed was the pepperoni here for my son's lunches every single day at school. I've only 2 weeks left at school. But that was everything I got from Asda, Aldi and Home Bargains. I'll put on the screen now how much everything cost me and how much it costs in each shop. And then I'll switch back to me for a meal plan. So like I said, a lot of this is like things that I need personally, like personal things I need. I also needed some cleaning stuff as well, and I'm starting my Christmas baking, so I've got some Christmas ingredients too. Also, I put this over on my Facebook group, but I would love to know your thoughts in case you're not on that group or you're not on Facebook or anything. But my son has took a liking to cooking because he has been doing cooking classes at school as part of his Sen thing that he does, and he absolutely loves it. Now he's cooked pinwheels, pizza pinwheels and fairy cakes, and both of them have been absolutely delicious. And then this week he's actually cooked a vegetable pasty. So I was expecting to try it, even though I don't really like that stuff, but I'll try it because my son made it. So I thought I'd try a little bit, and he ate it for his lunch. I didn't eat the lunch I gave him because he ate it for his lunch. He was too excited to eat it, but we ate it for his lunch instead. So I was like, okay. So he absolutely is loving cooking right now. So I'd love to know from you some ideas that I could cook with my son that are very simple, very basic, because because we're still going through the process of him having ADHD, which is very highly likely that he has it. he can get very frustrated, he can get distracted very quickly. So I need things that are very simple, very basic, not too complicated for him to follow, and something that is not going to take too long, because again, he'll get distracted, he will get bored, and he'll wander away. So if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comment box below. Also, if you're on my Facebook group, you may have seen it over there as well this week. Anyway, let's jump into a meal plan. So today is Friday, and I made a gammon pasta bake yesterday, and we still got some left over. So it's leftover day today. So that's what he's having today. Saturday, tomorrow, he's having burger and chips. We're going to do homemade burgers and chips. I've still got some mince left from the tacos that we had. I actually cut it in half, used half the tacos, and then I put the other half back in the freezer, and we're going to make burgers out of it. So we're going to be our homemade burgers. So we got that on Saturday. On Sunday, we're not here, we're at Gladiators. I've paid for the tickets for all three of us to go. So my ex-husband is driving, paying for parking, and going to pay for food while we're there. So that's what he's paying for, and I pay for the tickets to go. So I don't need to cook anything on Sunday because we're going to be eating there. On Monday, it's martial arts day, so it's pizza day, as always. On Tuesday, we are going to have sausage pasta bake, because even though we had gammon pasta bake yesterday and we'll have it today, he's asked for sausage pasta bake, so we're going to do that on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's Dad's day, so he's back with his dad. And then on Thursday, we are going to have fish, rice and vegetables on Thursday. And then we're back to Friday and he's back with his dad again. So that is the meal plan for the week. It's going to be a fun weekend, and I will share all the details with you next week of how it went. If I can take a bit of a video, I'm hoping my son or my ex might record me doing one of the activities, and then I will try and put that on a short or a video or something for you. But it will be fun. I can't wait to do it. But let me know what you think of my grocery haul. Let me know what you think of any food ideas that I can do with my son. And do you think it's too early to start practicing my Christmas baking? I don't think so. But let me know what you think. I'd love to know your thoughts. Anyway, I'm going to go and put all this away and have a nice cup of tea. If you've liked today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to share it with a friend as well. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.